Can you hear me now? Let's see. Can you hear me now? Murphy is killing me. All right. I apologize for that clusterfuck. I have no idea what's going on. What do you guys want to cover? If you guys got my last newsletter, I sent out a copy of the last Special Forces FM Sniper Training Manual. This is fucking crazy, man. All right, so audio still working? All right. Let's see what we got going on here. Boom. So what do you guys think of my past videos? Do you guys like the Lair videos? You like me covering current events? Because I'm trying to cover everything, and there's just so much shit going on today. It's fucking insane. I'm glad you guys like it. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Okay. And Ryan Butler. All right, so just some updates on administrative violence. Like, we've pretty much got administrative violence, divorce, and custody edition put together. We just got to film it. It's all written up. I got the shopping lists. I've gone through a lot of the material in regards to tradecraft. There's a lot of stuff in the administrative violence that is used in tradecraft. It's not illegal for me to teach you to use it. I'm not telling anyone out there how to do anything illegal. At worst, some of it might be unethical, but so what, comma, I don't care. All right, we're also trying to work on administrative violence for the military, and I'm going to add a section onto that for how to, fight the poke in regards to all of the insanity that's going on there in our armed forces. Now, hopefully you guys like the Lair video I put out a couple weeks back about how they've basically turned Ranger School into just a tab factory. They're just pushing everyone through there. They've totally destroyed all of the extra horse shit. Stand by. Yeah, what's up? I can't hear you, man. All right, you're downstairs? Hello? All right, I'll be right down. I'm going to go get Blake. Sorry, he came all the way here. He only lives a mile and a half away, so stand by. everything disconnected. Now it's working. I basically went down there and I unplugged everything and plugged it back in.
Okay.
So, I have no idea why it's all fucked up.
Alright, let me see your OBS.
Alright, hang on. I got Blake here, stand by. You want to come in the camera and give everyone a wave?
Yeah. I can't see him because you're not looking at your OBS.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Alright, so what's up?
Alright, audio's coming in. That's just fine. Click on audio input capture for me.
Right here?
No, over on the sources.
Sources.
List Dexia.
Alright.
Your Yeti selected. HD webcam is on. Alright, you're fine then.
Alright, man.
Alright, so it was just, you've been live for this whole time, but it just wasn't sending anything?
Yeah, I turned it.
It's fucked up.
Well, I had filmed the 2 layers earlier.
Yeah.
Alright, I didn't turn anything off. I just went over to Xbox, played some War Thunder. When the time came, I clicked back over. I did what I usually do, and no visual, no audio.
So War Thunder blew up your connection.
I have no idea. I had to literally unplug everything and plug it back in. So
Oh man,
we're fucked.
your anti-fat flap is backfiring.
Yeah, all right, man. Can you lock the doors on the way out? I'm sorry, man. Yeah, Blake was just here. All right, what do we got here? A firebox stove. Well, I am a big fan of wood burners, and I call it Ranger TV. That's just me, though. Computer herpes. Not on this computer. This computer that we're using right here was basically donated by one of the fans. The only thing it's ever used for is live streaming. That's it. Other than that, I turn it the fuck off. So I have no idea what the hell's going on here, but it's fucked up. But it is what it is. You guys got any equipment, cooking equipment that uses kerosene? Ooh. Well, let's see. Kerosene heaters. Let's look here. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Alright, so you want to know about kerosene heaters. This is what I got here. Alright, now this one here, for this $148 one, I have I think 3 of these. One of them I can't fix. I don't know what's wrong with it. But I've used this before in the past, and on top of that, you could put a pan and cook on that if you have to. But there really isn't a lot of kerosene equipment except heaters. I'm not really sure there's anything. Here's some other kerosene heaters. Like this one I've used in guard shacks in the military. Worked just fine. But there isn't a lot of stuff out there for the average person to buy that they could cook with and so forth. So that's where we go, the cooking equipment that uses kerosene. Now, if you guys recall, we had that individual from Georgia over in Europe, Mr. Z, and one of his recommendations was kerosene because it keeps for a long time and you can heat your house with it and so forth. But we'll see. And also Let's Go Brandon just opened up our strategic oil reserves because who knew shutting down all those pipelines would have such a horrible effect on our economy. So, winning. Yeah. In fact, I've used kerosene in the past. I'm probably going to, pick up about 5 or 6 more 5-gallon kerosene cans and fill them up and just keep them on standby. Because you never know, man. You never know. Let's see. Bead the sight. Shotguns. All right. Shotguns are useless beyond 75 yards. Well, you can get a slug gun that'll shoot 125, 150, but, double odd buckshot, you're pretty much done at 50 yards. You got basically a rifle platform that has the range of a pistol. So if you have to pull out a 12 gauge on somebody, they're entirely too close, in my opinion, of course. Let's see, just thought. Ooh, somebody's thanking me for the horse juice. Yep. Well, you're talking about the horse sauce, the stuff I showed you guys on Amazon that I take. Fucking shit works. I've had probably 50 or 60 soldiers in my career. I got hooked onto the horse sauce, and it helped most of them out. Not immediately, but relatively quickly. You doubt they will create a fuel shortage too severe? Well, I mean, if you don't have any pipelines and you have everything stuck at the ports, you're going to have a severe fucking shortage. It's just the way it is. Somebody got the solar oven. I want to check that. I don't have one of those. I never fucked with one before. Price spin. Okay. So what happens when the strategic oil supply runs out? Fun and games. Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah, I'd like to. Maybe we should have some of those stickers in our merch. Let's go, Brandon, or I did this. So whenever you have to buy something that's stupid expensive, you can stick a sticker on there. In the event of a civil war, what semi-auto rifle ammo caliber would be easiest to find? Most available. Typically, you want to get any platform that uses military calibers, because those are the ones that have the most of that particular type of ammo, like 5.56, 7.62. Like the 5.56 platform inside the urban environment is more than enough. All right, and we're all a bunch of hairless monkeys, and you get hit with a 22 long rifle anywhere, even maybe through your ear, and you're done. Most people will be done. Let's see, 6.5 Creedmoor, love it. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Happy Days. Bought a gallon. Ivor Amekatalin. Yes, you can buy that on Amazon. It's horse paste, but it works. Now, I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you what to do with it. I'm just saying. It works. Oh, boomstick. Hiked 3 miles today. Good for you. 5.56, 9mm, or 12 gauge, or all three. Let's see if we can find a decent. Let's see where the prices of ammo are today. Let's look here. Ammo Seek. No, that's not what I wanted. Let's go. There we go. All right, now this is one of the websites I use a lot for pricing out ammunition and so forth. So, and here are the most common ones here. Let's go to 223. All right, so they have the Wolf ammo. $6.50 for a 20-round box. Pretty good. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, no, it's that steel core stuff. It sucks. Well, I've fired a lot of Wolf ammo through a lot of different platforms. And the AR platforms, you need to purchase yourself a new firing pin that works with Bardian primed ammunition, which is basically all Soviet stuff. Once you have the new firing pin, you will have no trouble with this. It works just fine. Okay, and again, it's a military grade ammunition. You're not going to get sniper performance out of it, but you will be able to hit, deer and other game 3, 4, 500 meters away, no problem. No problem. Okay, so you got the Tula, the Wolf. Now let's see what I just want to see what the 9mm is, just out of curiosity. 9mm Luger. There we go. Again, 115, 1,000 rounds, 28, almost 29 cents a round. It's not bad. Again, it's steel cased Russian stuff. A lot of people hate that, but guess what? If that's all you got, that's all you got, man. So hopefully you guys can find that interesting. Okay, let's see. Mixed deal of Civil War II. Okay. Well, Edmund 209, I hope you're okay. Now, moving forward, a thing that's helped me out a lot is an amino acid called quercetin. And I take that with a multivitamin with zinc, and that, helps with a lot of the antiviral stuff. And it applies to any type of virus. Zinc is a natural supplement you can take, which helps circumvent or short circuit the replication of certain viruses. So it can't hurt. Afghan cooking pot. Well, I've never been to Afghanistan, so I don't know what that looks like. Let's see, maybe. Let's see what we got here. You guys jumping around on me. Sergeant Lincoln Osiris. 9mm, 5.56, 223, 7.62, 308, 22, 12 gauge. Those are all good. All right, and 223 will work in a 5.56 platform, and the same goes the other way. Ooh. Last straw is BLM trying to raise $5 million for Waukesha attackers bail and actually achieving it. Well, first of all, when the legal system stops working, which it's heading that way right now, that is literally like one step away from the two-way rifle range. Sorry, but that's just a I'm using historical examples here. Let's see, I heard somewhere that 7.62x54, the one for the Mosin, is available in some ridiculous quantities in Russia. Should I? Well, first of all, if you can get your hands on 7.62x54 rimmed, and you don't have a platform for it, but you can get your hands on it, by all means get it. Because when the money's no longer valued, we're gonna fall into a barter system, and one of the things that's top on the list is ammunition, food, medicine. Those are three things that you can barter with no problem. Well, can you imagine how pissed off all of the people out there who've worked their entire lives so they have enough money to retire? All of a sudden that money has been taken or reduced to no value. There's going to be a lot of pissed off people, and then a certain percentage of those people are going to be coming out for blood. Do I think the government is trying to weaken our military? Yes. Why? I have no idea. Do they want to bring in NATO or UN troops? I don't know. That's not a good idea. Uh, I don't know why people seem to believe that the UN and NATO are the be all end all in military power because they fucking suck. All right. They failed in Africa. They failed in Europe. They're incredibly expensive. Um, they're really good at malingering and being incompetent. Uh, but for the most part, it's not a good fighting force, and it would be a mistake for NATO to come to the United States to try to settle our differences. That's it's not going to work out. Opinion on 23 fracturing rounds. I don't. I'm not familiar with that terminology. Better advice than most doctors I've met. I'm not trying to be I'm not a doctor, man. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a dude that basically has a little more wisdom than your average person because I got my ass kicked quite a few times and I learned I learned the lessons. They're hard lessons and they're painful lessons, but they're lessons just the same. Oh, boomstick, wiki arms. I gotta check that out. Let's see. You should also add beanie hats with your logo patch on in your merch store. Yeah, I know. We gotta change some stuff around on the merch because this whole PayPal thing, like literally, I didn't realize, how everything was connected to PayPal until for whatever reason they just canceled me. I got canceled on two different PayPal accounts and my Venmo within a 2 hour period about a week and a half ago. No explanation other than I violated some terms of service. So I have an attorney looking into that, but I'm short on funds. So we're going to see what we can do. DS Arms has 1,000 rounds of 5.56 for. Yeah, it's not bad. 1,000 rounds, 470 is, in the ballpark what you'd be paying now. You could probably pay a little less if you go with the Russian stuff. All right, so somebody out there has a 270 Winchester Magnum. I have a 270. I have a bunch of 270 brass. I don't actually have the weapons platform right now. Nor I don't have any weapons platforms. They're all lost in a boating accident. But the 270 round is damn good. Flat shooter, very similar to a 6.5 Creedmoor in ballistics and performance. But yeah, it's hard to get ammo for. It's a Wildcat round. If you can get yourself like the brass and you can reload it, then by all means do so. I hate to see anyone get rid of a weapons platform because later on down the road you don't know what you can trade it for or sell it for. Lucky Gunner, I've only shopped there a few times. They've always had high prices. All right, so somebody wants to know in my younger days, did I prefer the A10 or the AC 130 for close air support? Well, almost all of the cast requirements that I've needed in special operations was done by the AC 130. Okay. But when you are in spec ops, you're not going up against tanks and armor personnel vehicles and stuff. So if you're up against conventional shit like that, you're probably better off with the A10. But the AC 130 is very versatile, and you can loiter in that thing for a long time. I've seen some people get royally fucked up by the AC 130 in Panama. At the end of the runway, where Rio Hato basically connected to one of the main MSRs, that was just a bloodbath. The day after, when I was getting medevaced, and I drove through there, and then later on when I was flown to another airfield in a helicopter. I mean, it was like Night of the Living Dead shit, man. It was bad. But yeah, that AC-130, that'll stomp your ass. Let's see. I buy ammo by the 1,000 round case. Yeah. Well, you save more money that way. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. All right, first of all, you don't have to take zinc by itself. Most of the time, if you get a multivitamin, your daily allotment of zinc will be in there, at least on the, in the United States. Let's see. Yeah, Amazon is a treasure trove of labware and instruments. Yes, it is. In fact, in one of my outlines for one of my novels, one of the villains purchases most of the shit he uses to launch a bio attack on the United States on Amazon and eBay. So you can get stuff on there. It's pretty scary. But you can find a lot of the shit if you know how to put it together or fix it. Yep. Yeah, urine will be a precious commodity soon. Ask me how I know. It's probably not a good way. So let's see. Boomstick, he has 762 by 54. He has four full cases sealed of it. Less than 100 apiece when I bought. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, back in the day, 54 rimmed and AK 762 rounds were dirt cheap, like 9-10 cents a round. Yeah, well, I would agree with you. We no longer live in a lawful society. Yeah, Mosin Nagant is a damn good deer rifle with iron sights. It shoots pretty flat out to 250, so for a deer rifle, can't really go wrong with that. That's right. 9mm, 7mm, any type of brass you have, you can trade. Yeah, urine is used to tan hides, huh? Well, apparently back in the day, the Middle Ages, they used to be able to piss in buckets at every intersection in the city, and then, they would gather it up and use it for dye and bleach. And it's the ammonia that builds up in there. Well, weaker military lets the Chinese march right in. What's going to help the Chinese march in is the Canadian government, our own government, and probably Mexico. All right. That's just the way it is. Germany tried to turn Mexico in World War One. They fucked around a little bit before World War Two with Mexico. And, China's doing the same thing. All right. And it's going to be an ugly day when we all wake up and realize that, it's time to, turn the screws on China, because they will not take it well. Stocking up on drugs for barter. Yes! All right. Well, first of all, I think you're talking about like street drugs. Yeah, it's not really worth fucking around with street drugs. Okay, one, the people that play around with that are very dangerous. Two, they don't really have any medical use. And three, if you're going to use it to barter, you're going to barter with junkies. They usually don't have anything. So, if it was antibiotics or painkillers or anything else that could be used to treat legitimate illnesses, by all means, stock up on it. You can't really go wrong with that. And another trick, if you buy antibiotics and you store it in your freezer, you actually will extend the shelf life of that medicine significantly. Let's see. What do you think about stock? Let's see. Blue helmets make awesome targets. Yes, they do. Yeah. Not a big fan of the UN. Dude law. Yeah, I'm not a lawyer. The S2 Underground channel. By all means, send me an email to redonkulas12@gmail.com with a link to that, and I'll be more than happy to check it out. Yeah, those medical books really do come in handy. All right, even the older ones. I mean, you can't go wrong with that shit. And they're incredibly expensive too. Like if you're in medical school now, it's really not that much of a stretch for you to pay between $300 and $2,000 for some of those textbooks. It's fucking insane. Mm. Yeah, Argentina fucked themselves. They tried their hand against Britain, and they got spanked, and that wasn't enough to pull their economy out of the downward spiral, and they literally fucked themselves hard, and they're still trying to recover. How does PayPal justify not releasing the funds? I have no idea, but that is one hell of a class action lawsuit that needs to be filed against PayPal because, in my opinion, that's uh, that's theft. Yeah. G ski, get brass, boxer ammo. Russian steel not much cheaper. I know. It's getting to that point, but any opinion on Turkish made firearm brands? I've been saying, yeah, I've got a couple of, I had a couple of pistols from that were made in Turkey, and they're not bad. I mean, they're not that expensive. They're relatively durable. Yeah, I beat the crap out of them, no problem. So I'm cool with them. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Let's see what we got here. You jumped around here. Urine is good to make urine nitrate. Yes, it is. Daniel Kunkel. I knew a Kunkel back in the day. I have no idea about this whole blood bank, blood donation thing in regards to the vaccine. But I have been getting a lot of reports that there's a lot of negative shit that's going on around that whole thingamajigger. G-ski, Mosins hit hard. Yes, they do. Pretty much any 30 caliber round that you're hit with is going to hit you hard. I still have a mess of Iraqi 303 British bandolier. Shoots fairly decent. Listen, the 303 is a damn good round. The Brits used it for a long time, and it's only a little less effective than the 308. It's maybe 15 to 20%, but it, out to 500 meters, just fine. Let's see what we got here. Okay. You gotta bear with me. My shit jumps around a lot in here. Pop got an FFL store we can legally donate to you. Yeah, I mean, Redonkulas operates under secondclasscitizen.org, which is a 501c, and the goal of Second Class Citizen is to educate people on the dangers of marriage and feminism in the Western world, and to combat suicide, veteran suicide, soldier suicide, and what have you. I was back in Peru in 97. The dollar was worth 87 cents. How times have changed. Yeah. Let's see. Have you spoken to anyone in the Michigan militia? I do a lot of my videos, and I push a lot of them to the groups that affiliate with the Michigan militia. I'm not a member myself. I am just trying to be like a media person, and not actually get hooked up into that stuff. Because there needs to be somebody out there with a voice of reason and who speaks the truth. And unfortunately, right now, there's a lot of negative PR around any militia units. Why that is, I don't know. I am a big fan of the militia establishment. I think, like, if you want to start your own militia, you should be able to. And after what we saw after the last Stunning and Brave Ice Cream Social, it is, my opinion that if there's any militias in any, states, perhaps they want to be in the bigger cities that are having problems with surprise ice cream cones showing up at the last minute. So that's just my take on it. I have to talk around it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what we got here. Okay, I don't know if they're all feds or not. I don't know. My advice is, you're not doing anything illegal if you're not planning to do anything illegal. If you're planning to survive and get away, that's totally legal. Anyone can do it. The minute you start plotting to attack people or start fucking shit up using violence, that's when there's a problem. Now, hopefully, we don't get to that two-way rifle range portion of the conflict. Hopefully, we can turn this shit back before it gets that way. But my ESP is telling me it's probably not going to happen. Yes, I am drinking Pepsi. I can't drink, drinking 3 to 6 units of alcohol a day for years on end is not really healthy. So I usually will have, like, during the day, I've already filmed today, so I had a beer and a shot. And then later on, before we go to bed, I'll probably have like 2 more shots. And that's about it. So I try not to, just walk around in a perpetual drunken stupor. You are correct. The women in the West, for the most part, are shit. That's just it. I have no idea how we got here. They basically are stating that, toxic masculinity is bad, but the feminists out there want their, young, you know, cohorts to act like men. So which is it? Either masculinity is bad and get rid of it completely, or it's not. So apparently it can't be that bad if feminists want to act like men all the time. So let's see. How long until? Let's see. So poor. Ba, ba, ba. Wonder how many people we have watching today. Hang on, man. Let me do a count. 40. Not bad. Not bad. It's not bad. Let's see. All right. So I remember, what was it? 5, 7 years back, there was a big hootie doo in the news about basically the federal government purchasing billions of rounds of 40 cal, and everyone was throwing a fit. Well, that stuff is now getting rotated out of the inventory because it wasn't used, and you'll be able to buy it, relatively inexpensively here in the near future. If shit doesn't go crazy. Thoughts on converting a kit to run a gasoline truck? Thoughts on conversion kits to run a gasoline truck on other fuels in case things get bad. All right. For the most part, in the engines that use gasoline, they're only going to be able to use gasoline. You're not going to be able to convert a gas engine to run on diesel. Just not going to happen. Now, the deuce and a half trucks that I was taught how to drive in the past in the Army ran on kerosene, diesel, gasoline, alcohol. You just had to change filters in a few settings. Now, that type of technology is long gone. So I really don't see if there's going to be any way to convert a gas engine into anything but a gas engine. Let's see. Let's see. Ammo Seek is your... Yes, it is. Let's see. Zimmerman Telegram. Yeah, I think China is trying to destroy its enemies using financial means. And the reason they can afford to do this is they have a huge population. They have no problem working to death. Okay, and they don't have guns. And people over there historically have been very subservient. So, yeah. Let's see. Fish antibiotics. Yeah, fish antibiotics are good, man. I have a whole bunch. Yeah, drugs do expire. But like if you have antibiotics and it gives you like an expiration date 24 months in the future, if you store it in the freezer, you can extend that out a lot. Okay, I mean, I've taken antibiotics that were 2 or 3 years expired, had no problems whatsoever. Yeah, you want to be careful if you're buying, gun parts from Amazon or eBay. 'Cause that's how you wind up on a list. It's not really a good thing to be on lists because then things like questions get asked and people generate paper, and then it's all downhill from there. Somebody's cooking a ribeye? Nice. Hand tools. You know what? I'm thinking of doing a video where I go to Harbor Freight and I go through a bunch of the stuff that, is worth somebody buying and actually, trying to maintain, because tools will be valuable. If nobody has tools and you have tools, you're the dude. Alcohol above 40% or 80 proof are medical grade. Or you can get yourself grain alcohol with 197% proof. It's instant Molotov cocktail. Just add your own sock. I've done it before and it works. Let's see. Okay, so you're trying to leach out the tannic acid from the acorns. All right. Well, you can soak it. That is a technique. But you stand a chance of them starting to rot or ferment. It's not really the ideal way to do it. You want to throw them in a cauldron or a vat and boil them, and then replace the water until you get rid of the nasty taste that the acorns have. Acorn meal is very good. You can mix it with cornmeal, and it gives you additional protein, and it's a longer burning carbohydrate. And you can't really go wrong with that. The only bad part is if you process it wrong and it tastes like shit, then that could be counterproductive. Yeah, I think that this whole cyberspace thing, we need to crack down and figure how to lock that shit down. Ideally, maybe we should stop using Microsoft Windows products because apparently those are easily hacked and there's all kinds of backdoors. So I don't know. Maybe they should go to Linux, figure something out. Yeah, I wish I was in Texas too. If I ever get my hands on any fuck you money, I'm gonna buy a house down there within like 10 to 20 miles of the Gulf Coast, so I can get a boat, and when it's not hurricaning out, go fish and fuck off in the ocean, because I think that would be fun. Now, do I recommend a submachine gun? Okay, well, first of all, you're not allowed to have a machine gun legally unless you have the tax stamp for it. You can get a carbine. All right, now there are plenty of carbines out there. Caltech has one. I think it's the SU-2000, 9mm. It'll work off Beretta or Glock magazines. You have to be, they're model specific. Like for instance, you get the carbine that takes Glock mags. You can go buy the Glock mags dirt cheap, and that's a very, very good urban platform. And you're not going to burn through all your ammunition because it's not automatic. Automatic fire is basically a way to waste ammo. Palindrome day. All right, yeah. Have you thought of any way for us followers to link up with other members who are local to us? Well, I do have a mailing list for everyone that's in Pops Preppers, but they tend to be a little sensitive about me not blind carbon copying everyone. So it's kind of hard to do. Most of the time, if you get on Facebook and you do a search for Patriots in your state, that is usually the first couple steps to the objective you're looking for. Okay? Let's see. Oh, God dang it. Okay, let's see. Hang on, hang on. Do I think China will attack Japan? Yes. When China gets desperate, they will attack anyone and everyone to get to the goal that they desire. Why the hell is Pop a ginger? Who's a ginger? Am I a ginger? So, no, man, I got brown hair. It's mostly gray now. Who am I kidding? It's white. My hair went white when I came back from Iraq in 2005. You fuck with death long enough, it takes its toll. Let's see. I loved. Okay, well, first of all, the 357 Magnum revolver. I love that platform. It is effective, and there's a counter drug unit or a counter terrorism unit that operates in France that uses a custom 357 Magnum pistol, and that thing is the cat's ass. That thing will shoot well. And statistically speaking, the 357 Magnum has a great record for one round stops. So you get hit with a 357, chances are you're done. Let's see. Okay, now I'm not a fan of the 40 cal pistol. It's basically a 10 millimeter that they neck down because chicks can't handle a 10 millimeter. So, fuck that. Just give chicks 9 millimeters. Oh, that's right. They're doing that now. Haha. So I'm wrong. Gasoline engines can be converted to wood gasifiers. I have seen that, but that is such a huge nut roll to make that happen. I don't even know if it's worth it. Yeah, propane does last a long time in storage. Now, I have a friend of mine who did take a diesel Mercedes when it went over like 205,000 miles, and he basically makes his own biodiesel for it, and he has no problems. I'm sorry you had to liquidate your assets a year ago, but the 226 is a damn good platform. uh, okay, man, it's really unfollows. Yeah, Alec Baldwin fucked up. Listen, if anyone out there who's been in the military and been smoked by an NCO for flagging anybody or fucking around with with your firearm, you only need to do that one time and you never do it again. Unfortunate for Mr. Baldwin, he had to kill somebody. So, if you want to get technical about it, according to the FBI, if there's a shooting and 2 or more people are wounded or killed, that's a mass shooting. So, Alec Baldwin is now technically a mass shooter. Wah. Let's see. And that is very common for people to hate you because they're not you. I had to deal with that for a long time. And the 357 Mag Henry rifle, very expensive. I think they're like $1,000 or something like that. last time I checked. It could have been an auction, but let's see what we got here. Yeah. If you get married to a foreigner, you bring her here to the United States, you done fucked up. You don't do that. Let's see what we got here. Gasohol? Never heard of it. I'm sure it's something to do with like E85, where they take gasoline and mix it with high grade alcohol. But if your engine isn't designed to use that, it's not going to run for long. Cowboy action shooting is actually for self-defense. It's not bad. I've done that a few times, and you know those guys can draw and shoot those pistols at decent range real quick, and you can learn to do that relatively easily. Okay, Sarah Kevin. All right, so if you want me to add you to the prepper list, send me an email to redonkulas12@gmail.com and I'll put you on the list. Now, the way the newsletter works is I just take the new information and I tack it on the end. So when you get the newsletter, you pretty much see all of the ones prior to that. And the last one that just went out a couple weeks ago, I sent with it basically the 2003 version of the Special Forces Sniper Manual. So you get up to speed on the platforms, the training, and the tactics needed. All right? Because unfortunately, if shit goes south, you're going to need to be able to put meat on the table and maybe defend yourself. And the best thing for that is a rifle. Well, he actually hopes the mRNA poke does create real actual zombies. Well, I don't really the whole thing is just heartbreaking. There's a lot of people are going to get hurt moving forward because of this bullshit, and it's totally unnecessary. I think there's like a level of planning that's going on in the background that we aren't even aware of. You know, and I'm not aware of it, but my gut is telling me there's some crazy shit coming down the pipe, and a lot of it is tied to the forces that be or that are trying to force you to take a medical procedure. All right, what parts would I stock up on for AR platforms? Springs. All right, springs always break. Gotta have springs. Firing pins. You can easily get the firing pins that are for AK platforms. They're not that expensive. You can literally buy like 8 or 10 of them for like $100, without shipping. Those are very important. Bolts, carrier groups, stuff like that. Like for instance, what's another thing that I've seen break on the AR platform? The ejector spring. I've broken about five or six of those in my career, and it sucks because once those things go, you can't eject anymore. You basically have a bolt action rifle. If you have another spring, it's easy to fix by yourself. So springs and pins, all the stuff you need. Okay, and another thing that people don't realize is you got to have like a pin driver, the different sizes, and you got to have it in brass and steel. You got to have the proper mallets and so forth for driving out pins and what have you, because that's actually fairly important. because in Iraq in 2004, I brought my own armorer's toolkit, and it came in. It was used quite a few times by our armor, our acting armor, and a couple other individuals who served as armorers in the past, because there was a lot of our weapon systems were fucked, and they needed to get fixed in a nondescript backdoor way, and we made it happen. Yeah. So you guys think the Harbor Freight would be a good idea? I think so too. Everclear 190 proof. Yep. In fact, one in my I think in my second novel, he uses the Everclear to vacate some bad guys. Ooh, just picked up moonshine, 4 gallons at 180. I love moonshine, especially the homemade moonshine that they flavor. That shit is so good. So's rum. Rum is good too. In fact, all booze is good. Oh Jesus, you guys got. Mm. I'm gonna have to start drinking later. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun. Yep. He's talking about the expiration date. Doesn't mean they go bad on that date. You're absolutely correct. All right. Now, when you boil your acorns and you've got the nasty flavor out of them, while they're wet, you grind them up in a meat grinder. You can get a cheap meat grinder at Harbor Freight for like 20 to 40 bucks. All right. You grind them up, you put them on a cookie sheet on wax paper, and you make sure they're all evenly spread out and dry them. Make sure they're completely dry before you store them, or they will mold. Once they mold, they're all fucked. You don't want that. Linux. I want to start learning how to use Linux. In fact, I'm wondering if we have enough Linux users out there where you can set up some kind of Linux communication network. That'd be kind of cool. Florida is better. I like Florida. Let's see. Bolt carrier groups complete. Okay, BCG parts. He's absolutely correct. Armor tools are easy to get. Manuals are cheap. One bottle of Everclear is worth 3 bottles of vodka. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. In fact, when I was going to college, I used to use Everclear. We used to mix up the jungle juice. You couldn't even taste that alcohol. You have one big solo cup of that. You are done for the night, baby. Done. Good times. Absolutely correct. Once the dictator comes into power, he no longer has to hide his motives. And all of those people that were labeled conspiracy theory people, they usually get rounded up because they can see through the facade. And hopefully, I'm I'm trying to train, or let me rephrase that. You train monkeys and dogs. I don't train. I forge. I'm trying to forge men out there who are open-minded, who use logic and reason, and can make accurate assumptions and make good decisions, you know, based on those mental factors. Let's see. I have an extra house, and no one. Yeah, I'm in right this second. I move a when I build a barnominium. Move here. We'll see. If you live close to the coast, you have swamp balls forever. Yeah, I've had quite a few swamp balls in my time. What are you gonna do? Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Linux love it. Ooh, Polish Everclear is 96%. Poles make it better. They might. I like Polish women. Let's see. I remember same with private internet access when they were bought out back in 2000. Okay, I have. If you have an old military Colt 32 auto, those parts are hard to find nowadays. So you might need to make some calls to some gunsmiths and see what they have on hand and pick up whatever you can for that weapon system because you never know what's going to go out on it. But usually the first thing to go is springs. What was the worst gun purchase that I ever made? I want to say I had a Rossi 357 pistol back in the day. It was 6-shot. I got it dirt cheap because it was dirt cheap. And the only thing I liked about it is it looked cool. Um, I had to have it professionally worked on. I had to have all of the guts inside of it buffed and polished so it wouldn't jam up or. But once I bought it for like $200, and then once I had like $250 worth of parts and stuff into it, it just wasn't worth it anymore. But it is what it is. But that's probably the worst one I've ever made. Let's see. Okay, thanks for tips on acorns. I don't know. I just came across that stuff. Oh, let's see. Iron Pete has been using Linux for 15 years. Well, I need to get up to speed on that. All right, Boris Epstein. There's a lot of people out there who are never going to admit shit is as bad as it is because to them for them to do that would be mentally traumatizing for them because they're mentally weak. There's no reason for you to get seriously depressed because somebody's mentally weak. That's like a ship sinking and then you going down with the ship because somehow you're tangled up in the anchor. No, fuck that. All right, you just speak the truth, and if they don't listen, fuck them. Linux Mint, I might have to check that out. Okay, for plate carriers, make sure you have the knowledge to stitch things properly and have an easy stitch in your pack in case you have to make repairs on the yeah. I've made plenty of repairs on my equipment and the I've tried all kinds of whiz bang stuff and what works best dental floss, shoe goo and super glue. All right, I have an Arctis chest. Uh, Basically, it carries all of your magazines and what have you on your chest. And in Iraq, you carry that 13 mags, 2 frags, and all the horse shit. I was starting to pull apart, and I literally fixed it with dental floss, and then on top of that, I put the shoe goo, let it dry, and I still have it, and I've never had a problem since. Yeah. And you can use dental floss to sew up your body. All you got to do is just run an alcohol pad over it, sterilize it, and it's yeah, there you go. I'm considering writing a series of books for younger men. Do you guys? Yeah. Listen, Crusader Nate, if you want to write books, write fucking books. All right? Don't be one of those people that's like, well, it might not work. I might not be successful. You know who says that kind of shit? Unsuccessful people. All right? Fucking do it. Don't don't fucking hold yourself back. Look, I knew a guy when I was a 403rd, and he had a master's degree in music. All right, and he was working for the military as like what is it, Intel guy. All right, and I asked him why he doesn't like write music and stuff because he's been doing his entire life, and he said, the people in the music world are very particular, and they might not like it. So what? Fuck them, and just fucking do it. If you fail, great. If you succeed, great. But at least you know you tried. All right, I'm gonna get off my high horse there. Oh, let's see. Linux doesn't have a communications network per se. Just hook up to the internet and go. Well, I don't know about Linux, but I know that the Tor browser was made, and I think they added some Linux attachments to it to make it so you can download it and then jump between servers so you can cover your tracks on the internet. Everclear makes great cleaning solvent. Yes, it does. Yeah, I got to figure out how to make my own moonshine. I think that'd be cool. Let's see. I just lost all of my everything jumped around. Let's see, Minix is good. Hmm. Lindos. I've heard about that. Anybody recommend a good AR pistol grip or handguard? I don't know. I don't really have a maker or brand. I just usually just buy what works. Let's see. Magpul and US Palms are my go-to. Yeah, Magpul's good. I never heard of US Palm. Yeah, revolvers are harder to gunsmith than automatics. They are. It's an older technology, and there's a lot more finesse involved in those. Ooh, your worst purchase was a Taurus 1911. Bad safety, still fires. Love my Rossi 57 right now under my desk. Okay, cool. Yeah, there are many Linux distros. Let's see. My Rossi 38 Specs was a good gun. Didn't lose any money on it. Well, my Rossi 357, I liked it because the barrel wasn't, or the chambers for the bullets, there wasn't any dividing lines. It was just one solid, you know, six shot. I just liked the way it looked. It looked pretty tough, but you can hear everything grinding together when you pulled the hammer to the rear, and sometimes you'd pull the trigger, and it was very inconsistent. It required a lot of work. Let's see, what is this? Any tips learning a foreign language? Yes, get yourself a Spanish girlfriend. And the madder she gets, the faster she'll talk. And when you can realize, when you can understand what she says when she's royally pissed, you're there. I can't speak Russian. Okay, Kevlar or Spectra fabric for to sew into your jackets for low key armor. You can't really go wrong with that. All right. There's also some anti-slash stuff you can buy, and I purchased a few sets off of eBay, and that stuff is pretty effective. So if you have to go to like England or somewhere where guns are banned, and you have a set of that, and you walk around, you should be okay. You know. God dang it! This thing jumps around all the time. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. I need to come up with hook and loop patches ASAP. Well, I'll see what I can do. Let's see. Let's see. Watch Rob Branix for internet privacy. Yeah, I watch him all the time. I love his shit. Okay. Absolutely correct. Tick Almighty. See what I mean? Tor browser. Pop needs your help. Tor is a browser. Pop needs. Yeah, yeah. There was a time when I was fairly computer literate. Somehow in the past 10 years, it just all went to shit. Mm. Dental floss is that strong. It's made from silk, and you can actually get it made from Kevlar. So you recommend a mag carrier instead of a full plate carrier? All right. Well, first of all, plate carriers, I mean, they're okay, but that's a lot of weight. Okay, and it sits right on your shoulders and it fucks your lower back up. I am a big fan of having everything attached to a heavy belt that I could cinch down, and then that weight is on my hips. It's not on my spine. So that is my preference. I did a couple of videos back in the day where I showed my Franken belt and how to make it. Let's see. Okay. All his tank moonshine, huh? More talk about moonshine. I like moonshine. Let's see. FBO director, but does Mint have Tor? You can easily install it. Download. Oh, yeah. Okay. What's nice with Linux is that you can run server of it on the same PC. Yeah, okay. Reaper01, Crusader Nate, listen here, unfuck yourself. You write that book and crush it. That's absolutely fucking correct. Let's see. I guess I have to rebel. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm not really up to speed on what makes the Tor browser work, other than the fact that there's a bunch of individuals out there who run these servers and use the Tor browser, and you jump to 3 to 5 of them randomly. It's hard to track you. You know. Yeah, hops is filled with estrogen or estrogen like molecules. You are correct. So if you drink a lot of beer, it's very common for you to have bitch tits. Oh, let's see. Okay. Okay. Pricey, but Devos Rex arm sells complete kits, battle belts, armor, blah blah. All right. You know, I should probably get a couple of guests who know how to do this Linux stuff so they can help everyone out. Let's see. Open packages live. Oh, yeah, I can try that. A Viking battle axe is good for ex-girlfriends. Yeah, I collect a lot of that shit. What can I say? Like, all of the weapons that you see on this back wall are all live blades. There's none of this decoration shit. I don't do that. Don't be gun nerd and machinist like me. Otherwise, you buy parts, surplus Wildcat calibers, and have 9 times 25. Yep. Yeah, I have a couple buddies of mine that have a couple of dozen SKSs they bought decades and decades ago, and they just sit on them. I think they fired 1 or 2 of them. Well, I don't know what they're doing with them. Perhaps they're saving them for barter down the road, which would be pretty smart. I believe they got their. I think they paid like $80 a piece for their SKSs, so it's a good deal. Let's see. Yes, moonshine here and real. God damn it. Ooh, almost got a pair of SKS slick carbine. Ooh. Yeah, onion routing protocol. That's what the Tor runs off of. 9x39 SKS with suppressor, another boondoggle. Let's see, what are the odds of an EMP on home soil? Well, if they detonate a nuke on our home soil, that's going to be EMP, and my gut is telling me that everyone alive today is going to see another nuclear warhead detonated in anger somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, my sister. Let's see. Linux and Tor. Okay. DistroTube is great. Yeah. I don't know. I send a lot of emails to a lot of content creators. I don't hear a lot back from them. So I think a lot of them that want to stay politically neutral don't talk to me. Yeah. I don't know. Who knew speaking the truth was such a dangerous thing? Okay. Open a Discord account. I might do that. We'll see. I would love to have my own machine shop for fun and games. Let's see. Let's see. I have a Ghost Gunner CNC, folks, just saying. Yeah. I've been kicking that around as well. Yeah. Yeah, we're all on the list. Everyone's on the list, man. That's just how it is. Let's see. Somebody's talking about the 3D metal printer. Our price at 500,000. Hmm. Though I do have an associate of mine who is working on a patent for a machine he built, which is a metal 3D printer, which is way less expensive than 500K. Let's see. A lot of good bolt guns use the Mauser action. Yes, they do. Ruger is big in the Mauser action. Let's see. I live in Nuke Central, New York City. I'm fooked, am I? Yes, you are. You might want to get the fuck out of there. Just saying. Let's see what we got here. 13.1 to recommend. Just let's see. Yeah, the SKS is a good tool for uncertain times. It was a stopgap before the AK-47 was brought into the mix. It's a good platform. Yeah, a big city is a bad place to be when shit hits the fan. Just saying. Okay. Okay, FBI and Turner Diaries FBI are evil. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I've lost a lot of faith in the police forces of this nation. After what I've seen them try to enforce, which is blatantly just dictator horseshit. If they continue doing what they're doing, they're going to lose the support of the right, and then they are really going to be fucked. I just did a video on that earlier today before I even turned on this stream. You guys should keep an eye out for it. I am not in the NRA or a member of any prepper groups. I am the silent majority. But I'm ready if things go down. Off the radar style, more or less. Yeah, that's a good way to be. There's a lot of people out there that just want to be left the fuck alone. And more power to them. But if it gets to the point where, they have no choice but to, take the action, it's going to be ugly for a lot of people, because those are the scariest motherfuckers, are the people that just want to be left alone, but you force their hand and now it's on. You're not going to negotiate with them. They don't give a fuck about you, and they're not going to stop until the threat is over. That's just the way it rolls. Let's see what we got here. Da-da-da. Let's see. There's archery. Let's go, Brandon. Savage Arms and Ruger has some. Uh, yeah. Listen, a lot of those Savage precision platforms they're pumping out that with a heavy barrel, those are firing out of the box less than 1 minute of angle. Those are sniper grade weapons right out of the box. Yeah, that's definitely a good platform. He lived in Military Town, USA, just north of San Antonio. If World War III kicks off, at least 5 nukes are scheduled for this place. It could be. You know, I used to look at the old the nuke targeting acquisition printouts, and Detroit used to be on the top of the list. I don't think it is anymore, but back in the day, if you lived around Detroit, and shit kicked off, you're a dead motherfucker. Mm, let's see. Okay, what's a good ACOG top rifle site for those who can't afford a Trijicon? Sightmark. Sightmark makes some pretty good stuff, and you can get some ACOG style stuff for like $300 or less. A lot of their stuff is nitrogen purged. A lot of mil dot scopes in there. It's not bad. They might even have a first focal plane. I'm not sure. I haven't really looked at the stuff in a while. Yeah, Turner Diaries. Yeah, you're right. Bolt action rifles. Pick up a bandolier mags. There's triple clips. I had it bad enough here in the States. Yeah, yeah. Listen, like in the lair I did earlier today, I actually have the map listed on there that has the 800 FEMA camps that exist here in the United States. All those take to convert to a concentration camp is barbed wire and towers. Oh, most of them already have towers and barbed wire. So all they really need is personnel. And there you go. What do you What do I think of the M1A Recon with the scope? It's a damn good platform. All right. Then they brought back the M1A platform into Afghanistan because they could not actually engage the Taliban because they would fire from 500 meters or farther away, which is outside the M4, M16, effective range on point targets. Hmm. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah, asset forfeiture is a big fucking no in my book, and so is qualified immunity. All right, that qualified immunity horse shit is the backbone for a lot of the problems we're having here right now. You have people enforcing these laws or enforcing whatever comes down from the top, and they have no fear of being sued or any repercussions because of qualified immunity. Same thing with judges and lawmakers. I mean, hell, the President of the United States was on camera saying this was probably illegal, but he did it anyway because he knows he's got qualified immunity. They need to readdress that, because that is, that is one of my pet peeves. And that's the only thing, for the most part, I agree with all of the BLM and Antifa fuckwits out there, is their frustration with qualified immunity. All right. Now, I have no idea why they want to actually help enforce a government which wants to even have more qualified immunity. I don't get it. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. And I'm going to have to agree with you on the FBI is no longer a law enforcement organization. They're not. It's a shame, but it's true, in my opinion. Let's see what we got here. This thing jumps around a lot here. Hang on. Okay, $200. Never were Leo, the FBI. Okay. Primary arms, 2.5 times ACSS prism sight with etch reticle. Not bad, but batteries die. He is true there. If you need to put batteries in it, when you need it most, it'll fail. That's how Murphy works. Let's see. Let's see. Read unintended consequence. Okay, Crusader 8. Let's see what we got here. He's right. Anyone hoping for the two-way rifle range better wake the fuck up, because it's going to be ugly for everyone involved, and even those who aren't involved. That's the way it works. Let's see. Let's see, 1 second. Okay. Let's see. Oh, let's see. What's that? Prussian blue is a good ingredient medicine for ingested radio cesium 137. Listen, if you ingest that kind of shit, you're gonna die. You might save you for a little while, but you consume radioactive shit, you pretty much are turning up the timer on your fucking death clock. Clownadia. Let's see, that's a great series. I'm talking about books. Okay. We're coming up on 2 hours here. Might have to stop here shortly. Let's see, two-way rifle ranges as well as kind of. Listen, I've talked to a lot of individuals who were in the republics when the USSR fell, and it was very bad for pretty much everyone, because that whole economy was geared to support the communist government, and when they fell, they had nothing to fall back on, and it took a long time for people to figure it the fuck out. Okay, man, you guys are on it today. We've been going for almost 2 hours. Well, an hour and 45 minutes. It took 15 minutes to unfuck myself, but Man, you guys really do have a lot of questions. This is some good dialogue here. I lost my honorable discharge certificate years ago. From what I've been able to gather, replacements are not obtainable. Am I just as shit? No, no, you're not. If you have a DD, if you were given a DD 214 with an honorable discharge, write to the Department of the Army and have them fucking find that shit and get it to you. I mean, I probably have in the past 10 years helped 100 guys do that. You can do it. Yeah, if you have an honorable discharge, you need to get your hands on that because, that shit's important. Uh, I, you drink chew spit. I've seen that. That's horrible. All right. All right, gentlemen, we just did 2 hours. It's 10 o'clock now. Now, I want you guys to think long and hard about any topics you want me to cover, or if you have any questions you want to ask me, you can send them to redonkulas12gmail.com, and I will cover them when I can. And if the subject is good enough, we'll make a whole episode out of it. What do you think? Yeah, rig a weight belt instead of a tack vest because you're going to save your spine. All right, let's see how many people we had here at the end. Here, hang on. 32. Not bad. Not bad. We're growing up in numbers. We normally we'll start off at like 25, and as soon as I go live, it drops down to like 10. Today, I think we had 45 at the most part, but a lot of people dropped off because I had audio and camera problems to start off with. So I apologize for that. Oh yeah, and for all of the people out there who support this show, share the channel or any of the videos with your friends. All right, I'm up to what 398 men from suicide, and I'm not going to stop until I save them all. All right, man. I'll talk to you later. You guys take it easy and stay safe.